Today's question is, why was Israel cursed with 40 years of wilderness wandering? In this video, I'll answer that question from a biblical perspective. Then afterwards, as always, I'll share some helpful resources, so stick around until the end. Wilderness wandering refers to the plight of the Israelites due to their disobedience and unbelief. Nearly 3,500 years ago, the Lord delivered his people from Egyptian bondage as described in Exodus chapters 1 through 12. They were to take possession of the land God had promised their forefathers, a land flowing with milk and honey, Exodus chapter 3 verse 8. Prior to entry, however, they became convinced that they could not oust the current inhabitants of the land, even though God told them they could. Their lack of belief in God's word and promises brought forth the wrath of God. He cursed them with 40 years of wilderness wandering until the unbelieving generation died off, never stepping foot in the promised land. A 7-year famine was responsible for God's chosen people ending up in Egypt. Initially, they flourished under the leadership of Joseph, number 2 in charge of the country after Pharaoh. Then a new king who did not know about Joseph came to power in Egypt, Exodus chapter 1, verse 8. And soon the Egyptians came to dread the Israelites, Exodus chapter 1, verse 12. For the next several centuries, the Israelites were enslaved by the Egyptians who worked them ruthlessly, Exodus chapter 1, verse 13. Eventually, God heard their cries and sent Moses and Aaron to rescue them. After enduring the last of the 10 plagues, the death of the firstborn males, Pharaoh finally agreed to release the Israelites. Upon their arrival at Kadesh Barnea, which bordered on the promised land of Canaan, they sent out 12 spies to survey the land and its people, Numbers chapter 13, verses 18 through 25. They returned after 40 days of exploration. 10 of the spies had a bad report. We can't attack those people. They are stronger than we are. All the people we saw were of great size. We seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes. Numbers chapter 13, verses 31 through 33. Only Joshua and Caleb disagreed. Believing the report of the 10 doubters, the people lost heart and rebelled. They raised their voices and wept aloud, grumbling against Moses and Aaron, saying, "If only we had died in Egypt or in this desert. Why is the Lord bringing us to this land only to let us fall by the sword?" Numbers chapter 14, verses 1 and 2. Then the Lord said to Moses, "How long will they refuse to believe in me, in spite of all the miraculous signs I have performed among them? I will strike them down with a plague and destroy them." Numbers chapter 14, verse 11. However, Moses once again interceded for his people and turned away the wrath of God. Although God did forgive them, he decided that not one of them will ever see the land I promised on oath to their forefathers. No one who has treated me with contempt will ever see it. Numbers chapter 14, verse 23. Rather, they would suffer by wandering in the wilderness for 40 years, 1 year for each of the 40 days they explored the land. Furthermore, God would give them what they asked for. "I will do the very things I heard you say. In this desert, your bodies will fall, every one of you 20 years old or more." Numbers chapter 14, verses 28 and 29. Additionally, the 10 men who had given the bad report were struck down and died of a plague before the Lord. Only Joshua and Caleb survived, the 2 faithful spies who believed God's promise to give the land over to them. God had promised them victory. The land he commanded them to go in and take was already theirs. They simply had to trust and obey, but this they did not do. God will never lead us where his grace cannot provide for us or his power cannot protect us. Indeed, the Israelites had seen the powerful hand of God at work during the plagues and miracles of the Exodus. Yet, like many people, they walked by sight and not by faith, and their unbelief displeased God. Without faith, it is impossible to please God. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6. Their failure to believe in God's word kept them from entering the promised land. This truth has never changed. Want to learn more? Subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Visit GotQuestions.org for more good content and check out the details section below this video. There you'll find one book I recommend along with several links to related questions. If you'd like to learn about Bible Munch or if you're interested in bite-sized devotionals, subscribe to Bible Munch on YouTube. It's linked right here. Now remember, got questions? The Bible has answers. We hope you find them.